Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 14 spoilers are out. Without further delay, let's jump right into the video. Kashin Koji is on the cover page as expected. His color scheme is similar to part 1, but he is wearing a jacket that looks similar to Naruto's outfit. And the title of the chapter is Duty. Chapter starts with Boruto's interrogation. Himawari has healed him, and Ibiki and Konohamaru are the interrogators. Boruto tries to use jutsu to get away, but Amato's special handcuffs block the usage of jutsu. The first thing Boruto asks about is the well-being of his friends, and the whereabouts of the enemies. Konohamaru confirms that enemies are gone for now. Himawari, Sarada, and Team 10 are safe, but many of the Konoha shinobis have died. On the next page, we see Sakura healing unconscious Inogen. She praises Himawari's healing ability. Chocho and Ino ask her when Inogen will wake up. She replies that it was a good decision to bring Inogen to the hospital as his chakra flow is blocked, so it will take some time for him to regain consciousness. We move to Boruto's interrogation. It is being heard by elders as well as Amato. They start by asking about Shinju and their targets. Shikamaru is outside the room, and Ida is watching with her Senrigan to inform everything to Kawaki. Damon laughs and says, "What will you do, Kawaki, if Boruto spills everything? I am sure no one will believe that you and Boruto switched places, but Boruto killing Hokage was a lie told by you. I wonder how they'd react to it." Ida asks Damon to stop with this. Kawaki replies it won't change anything what that bastard claims. 7th Hokage is gone because of him. Nothing has changed. There is no telling when his karma might go berserk because of that Otsutsuki. There is no choice but to kill him sooner or later. But before that, I need more information on the mysterious monsters in order to deal with them. We move back to interrogation. Boruto informs them about awakened Shinju, Hidari being formed by Sasuke's chakra, and Matsuri being formed by Moegi's chakra, and warns Konohamaru that her target is none other than yourself. Boruto continues now that 10 Tails has gained awareness they're no longer the beasts driven by instinct. Generally speaking, intellectual curiosity seeks emotional attachment, and knowledge based on experience, that is, the information they're after, which they'll gain after devouring their targets. Their leader Jura is the one guiding them. He is in the class of his own. He doesn't have any original form like Master Sasuke or Moegi-sensei. He is the incarnation of 10 Tails itself. He is the core of the situation we are in right now. He is the root cause. It's not an exaggeration that only I can defeat him to avoid this crisis. Well, as I have said in multiple videos, now it's official that Jura is indeed 10 Tails. Coming back, Konohamaru asks why you have this much information. If you tell us about your source, we will decide if your story is credible or not. Boruto says this information is given by a man. Too bad I can't reveal his identity for his own safety. Konohamaru says this discussion is pointless. Do you think we will believe a traitor's story without any evidence? Boruto replies we are in quite a dilemma. You want to kill me, but I am alive due to this information, isn't it? Elder says don't get full of yourself, you rogue ninja. Regardless of the situation, we will eliminate any threats to the village, and you are one of them traitors. The granny elder asks, why did you kill the 7th Hokage? And suddenly Shikamaru starts to remember the conversation with Boruto, how his story made sense, and finally he decides to help Boruto. Again, this shows how overpowered omnipotence is. It seems omnipotence made him forget about the conversation until he is actively trying to remember it. Boruto answers that he didn't kill anyone. The Hokage and his wife are in a safe place, but he can't reveal their whereabouts. The elders call him a liar and say, "Do you want to die painfully?" Ibiki starts walking towards Boruto and says this is finally starting to become like a real interrogation, isn't it, Boruto? Meanwhile, Shikamaru connects with Ino via a private mind transfer connection and asks her about Inogen's well-being. Ino replies he is safe but unconscious and asks, "Cut to the chase, Shikamaru, you called me because of Boruto, right?" Shikamaru asks her to connect with Boruto via off-record connection, but Ino is hesitant. Shikamaru says I am not asking as a Hokage but as a friend, but Ino refuses and says I am sorry, Shikamaru, but I can't help you this time, and disconnects. Meanwhile, Ibiki busts Boruto's head on the table, and Boruto starts bleeding. Ibiki says I wanted to punch you for the last 3 years when you killed the 7th Hokage, and continued to beat him. Many fans are upset about this, but I think it's a perfect response. Naruto is the most influential and revered shinobi in the whole Naruto world. He is basically modern-day God, the sage of the 6 paths who united the 5 nations. Also, Boruto getting beat up for Kawaki's actions is a callback of Naruto getting beat up for Sasuke by Cloud Ninja. Coming back, Shikamaru stops them and says he won't break with pain. Let's use poison. Call Mitsuki. Konohamaru says that might not be a good idea. Mitsuki will try to kill Boruto. Shikamaru takes full responsibility for Mitsuki's actions. Meanwhile, Ida tells about Boruto not telling the truth about Kawaki's lie. Kawaki is shocked, and Demon says I can never understand that guy, referring to Boruto. Mitsuki was about to open the door. Shikamaru grabs his hand and says, "Control your emotions and fulfill your duty as a shinobi." Boruto provokes Mitsuki. He activates Sage Mode, slams Boruto to the wall, and shouts, "That's all you want to say, you ungrateful traitor." On the next page, one of Mitsuki's snakes unlocks Boruto's handcuffs, and Mitsuki whispers that your belongings are in the security room of the West Building, and 2 guards are there. Ibiki pulls Mitsuki back, and Boruto makes hand signs for flying Raijin. Boruto says I am not hostile towards anyone. If you need information, I'll provide it, but if you believe me or not, it's up to you, and teleports. Konohamaru noticed that handcuffs are not damaged and started thinking that Mitsuki might have helped Boruto escape, and it was revealed to us that when Shikamaru held Mitsuki's hand, he actually gave him the passcode for the handcuffs. Well, if Konohamaru is starting to suspect something is not right, sooner or later Kawaki will also realize it. Coming back, Boruto teleports to grab his cloak, sword, and tool bag and teleports back to his hideout. Mitsuki apologizes for his temper, and the elders warn Shikamaru this was a very big blunder. The feudal lord won't be happy, be cautious. This will have consequences as Mitsuki was his responsibility. Sumire and Sarada enter the Hokage office and ask about Boruto's interrogation. Shikamaru replies that he ran away. Shikamaru gets a call from Kankuro of the Sand. He informs that Gaara was defeated and Shinki was turned into a tree, but both seem to be alive. We move to the newly awakened Shinju, who was in the process of awakening in the last chapter. Now it's clear that it's indeed Shinki's Shinju. On the last page, Jura greets him and calls him Ryu, which means particle. It is a very fitting name, as he can control iron sand particles. As expected, this was more of an information exchange chapter. Most of the things we knew as an audience. It was like a final chapter at the end of the big arc, which can be called the Shinju Awakening arc. It started from chapter 4 and lasted till chapter 14. Comment below with your thoughts on the spoilers. Meanwhile, watch my previous videos, and we will meet in the next one.